Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday, there was an insurrection.
Wait, what?
At the Capitol by pro-Hamas protesters. Of course, nobody's calling it that, except us. Yet another insurrection. Here's how that one went.
Here they are. Let's fire now.
Isn't that a restricted area?
I think so.
I was exercising free speech. I know.
So there were legal consequences for that action, right?
Yeah, they all got to go home, and that's it. We're done.
Doesn't seem like a...
No, it doesn't seem.
So...
It really doesn't, does it?
Well, were they parading or milling? It certainly didn't look like it.
No.
Fair point.
They were screaming, though.
Fair point.
In the Capitol Rotunda. So that seems like a bad thing to do.
So it just depends on what you're protesting.
Yeah, if you're chanting USA, USA, you got to go to jail.
Right. Okay, so if you're scaling a fence outside of the White House,
Nothing.
as long as it's in support of a terrorist group.
Yes.
I'm sorry, a Palestinian homeland, excuse me. But you can't dare question an election.
No.
Where there were plenty of things to question.
No.
I see, that's the difference.
Plus, the fence shakers, the president wasn't even there.
Right.
So nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Everything's fine. Over in Davos, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, it's actually Antony, right?
Antony, yeah, it is
Antony
Yeah.
Blinken.
Yeah.
Was asked about government employees walking off the job for Palestine.
Oh.
There is clearly a divide around the country and around the world about how the Israelis are going about this and about the U.S.'s support for it, including inside the White House itself, with members of government literally walking off the job. I want to read you something that Speaker Johnson tweeted out in the past 24 hours. He says, any government worker who walks off the job to protest U.S. support for our ally Israel is ignoring their responsibility and abusing the trust of taxpayers. They deserve to be fired.
Amen.
What do you think of that?
Look, I can just speak for the State Department. We've had a number of people in the department since October raise questions, raise concerns, raise criticisms of policies that Israel is pursuing, policies that we're pursuing.
I don't know.
The kind of place that I want to have, the institution I want to have, is a place where people feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
We have something called the dissent channel that allows anyone in the department to raise a concern. We've had a number of those.
But can you walk off the job over it?
Fireable?
From my perspective, I want to make sure that people feel that they can say what they believe, express themselves.
But then do they ultimately have to get behind the position of the State Department?
They ultimately have to be on the job and do their jobs. But the main thing is this: people feel the need to speak up and speak out.
Yeah, that's not the question. They're walking off the job. Okay? You just keep walking because you don't need to come back. You don't have one anymore.
Yeah, he came across there as like the dad you can just walk all over. He wants to be your pal because we have a dissent channel set up where employees can go and vent their frustrations. Is that like a Slack channel he's talking about?
I guess.
I have a problem with Israel's policies.
It's unbelievable.
This government is just, it's fun.
Speaking of Davos, where our future is being planned for us, Rebel News in Canada tried to talk with John Kerry.
Oh,
this is actually great footage because John, they just keep poking the bear, and John wants to talk. And his people keep cutting it off because they're like, no, we're done.
Keep walking to the stall, horse.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's the carbon footprint of these events every single year that you come here?
I love it.
You think it's worth it? Peasants pay for your crimes?
That's a stupid question.
Is it really? Question. Is it more stupid than you traveling here to tell us? Please don't. Sorry?
We're done. We are done now.
Don't grab me.
No, you're not.
You can't grab us. This is a free society, mate. We have freedom of the press. Why do you think you're more important? Your carbon footprint doesn't matter, but everybody else around the world.
He wants to talk about this so bad.
Nobody ever suggested that. Don't make up stupid questions.
You being here suggests that. You being here every single year and doing this suggests that.
and I have done a huge amount.
Listen, now.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Why can't I
He
ask
wants
the
to go.
questions?
Oh, he does.
Who are you?
Yeah. Who are
Why
you?
are you trying to bully me out of us?
So please.
That doesn't. A lot of people say no to a lot of the policies and agendas he pushes. They don't get a choice. So why can't we ask him a question in a public space? Can you not touch me? Can you not touch me?
Incredible.
No, I'm happy.
This takes guts.
It does.
Really does.
Wait. So answer. We can walk nicely.
Your question.
What did you answer?
Please respect
you
the
so
no.
Yeah, they want us to keep cutting them off.
Listen,
He does want to talk
that's
to you
all right. We're
about that.
walking to the meeting.
Okay, thanks.
You're a bunch of. Why are you working so hard to protect such a criminal? That's right, criminals. Why are you protecting criminals?
Wow.
That's Avi, right?
Wow.
What's his last
Yes,
name?
it is.
He's
Yeah.
so good.
Really good. Nice job
Getting
there.
ready to go into the Meta building there too. I see. Interesting.
Oh, in Davos.
Interesting. Interesting.
Also in Davos, Ukraine's President Zelenskyy requested a peace summit.
We must make it possible to answer the most important question.
Okay, what's that?
The
African swallow?
war will end with a just and stable peace. And I want you to be the part of this peace starting from right now to bring the peace closer. And we need you in Ukraine to build, to reconstruct, to restore our lives. Each of you
Another
can
grift.
be even more successful with
Another
Ukraine.
grift.
And these days, right here in such beautiful country, in Switzerland, we have made a key political contribution to the possibility of ending the war. There was the most representative meeting of national security advisors regarding the implementation of the peace formula. More than 80 countries and international institutions were represented. Yesterday, I had very productive negotiation with the president of Switzerland and discussing the possibility of holding a summit at the leaders level in Switzerland. The first summit, the Global Peace Summit. Today,
Global Peace Summit.
our teams have already begun work on organization such a summit, not the World War III, but the Global Peace Summit. And I invite every leader and country that respects peace and international law to join us. Together, we can answer any crucial questions, and it will be the best answers. Peace must be.
His English
Peace
is like yours,
must
Chris.
be the answer.
No.
Thank you
mine is
for
better.
your invitation,
Not even
You're welcome.
close.
and thank you for attention.
Yeah, okay.
Slava Ukraini. Thank you.
So he wants a global peace summit, but he doesn't
Send money.
send money. He doesn't
Send
want
money.
He
To
doesn't
rebuild.
want Russia there. He doesn't want Russia there. I don't understand that.
How do you have a peace summit without the other side?
Interesting, right?
You don't. You don't.
And
He's
didn't-
not serious about that.
Didn't Vladimir Putin request a couple of those peace summits that Ukraine rejected?
Seems like he did.
So he wants. He doesn't want peace. He wants a Marshall Plan that he can siphon money into his bank account
Yeah.
again. Because
He wants us to rebuild Ukraine for him.
because Western countries have stopped funding his war, right? And then now he's like, hey, so what about rebuilding?
Well,
And-
the UK has started giving him some more stuff now, right? I think the UK has started giving him some more stuff, and I think France is throwing him a bone too with some stuff. So, I mean, he's
If
still
everybody
getting
cut
a
him
little
off,
bit.
he'd be looking for peace.
Right.
He would.
Well, you need it.
And he's not now.
Need it.
He's not. As long as people keep supplying him with weapons and money, he's going to keep this thing going.
I'm surprised he wasn't up there with like a QR code you could scan that would give you his routing number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they
Send
have-
money.
Believe me, the
Ukraine
Davos, they
is
have it.
a country in Europe.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it a big one, though? Is it? How big is it? And what's it next to? And where's Russia in all of this? I don't even understand this thing. Do you?
No,
I don't get
do
it.
not.
What's going on?
I do not.
Who's the bad guy here? Which is the big country attacking the little one? Why didn't she tell us all of those things?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know.
If you watch 5 minutes of any speech up there at Davos, the theme for this year is earning your trust again. Like that, they want Western nation citizens like you and me to trust the elites and those that are looking out for our own good. So
sure.
So just
that'll happen.
Yeah,
that'll happen.
I'm gonna trust.
We got every reason in the world to trust them, don't we?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Every reason in the world.
Every reason. I mean, X is toxic. Stay off of X. And the ownership, we hate Elon because he's not part of this.
Right.
We hate him. So, but trust us. Trust us. We have to be sure that we know that we control what's going on social media. But trust us.
Now we're following any American that went to Washington, D.C. in January. Doesn't have to be January 6th, but anytime in January 2021, we're following them wherever they go because we're going to keep an eye on them. But you can trust us. When we find people with a lot of cash, we just take it from them without charging them with anything, and they didn't commit any crime, but we just steal their money.
Well,
but you can trust us.
If you can convince them that you didn't do anything wrong, you'll get probably get it back.
Well, or not, as in many cases.
Boy, yeah, the Beverly Hills thing. Remember that?
Yeah,
that's still going on.
Yeah, they're still trying to get $100 million back.
Yeah,
from the FBI. You
talk about no trust in your government. I was just reading an article yesterday on The Intercept about the FBI, and this is a standard fare for them. But there was this teenager. He was 16. And he had expressed online sympathies toward ISIS. And so these FBI handlers decided to approach him and groom him into wanting to full-blown join ISIS. And he expressed reluctance, and he said, you know what, maybe I'm going to just get a job and go back to school, finish school and all this stuff. And they're like, no, you really need to. And so when he finally went to the airport, he had just turned 18 years old. That's when they swooped in and they grabbed him before he flew off to the Middle East after spending 2 years grooming him, entrapping this kid. He has autism. He has documented mental health issues.
Oh, my gosh.
It is unbelievable. And
they did the same thing to the guys in Michigan.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
With the kidnapping of the governor there.
They look for vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, look.
And they tried to talk them into stuff.
They've got year-end bonuses to capture. But,
unreal.
It took them away from J6, I guess, for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that they could groom this kid. I mean, this government is absolutely out of control on every level.
But you can trust them.
Earn my trust.
You can trust them.
We're talking about Davos, Keith, not the United States of America.
Yeah, you kind of drifted into
talking about the global elites.
Yeah.
You can trust them. You can trust them all.
Yeah, I see. See, Jeffy?
Yeah. And we're working on electing somebody else we can trust. Hopefully it'll be Nikki Haley because, man, I trust her like crazy, don't you?
Oh, no.
She's really close to Trump in New Hampshire right now. And then, she's further behind in her own home state than she is in New Hampshire.
Interesting.
There was a poll that came out yesterday that it was 40 for Trump, 40 for Haley in New Hampshire.
Whoa.
Well, she needs. I was reading an article the last couple of days where maybe it was this morning. She needs New Hampshire desperately.
She does
to keep the
her donors are all over her on that. You got to beat Trump. Got to beat Trump.
Yeah. If she doesn't get New Hampshire, or at least maybe a good second place.
Hold on.
Have a nice day.
Hold on. You're talking about who's funding Nikki Haley? We should skip to clip 10 because Tucker Carlson explains who's funding Nikki Haley.
All right.
You want to see this?
Let's see.
Clip 10.
The next skirmish in this ongoing battle is going to take place a week from today in New Hampshire. And hard as it is to believe, Nikki Haley could do pretty well there. She could even win the New Hampshire primary, potentially. How's that possible, you ask? Well, it's taken a lot of coordinated effort and, above all, an awful lot of money. Judging from available disclosures, Nikki Haley's team is burning through about $3 million a week in New Hampshire. By contrast, Ron DeSantis seems to be spending zero there. Now, much of Haley's money comes not from Republicans or conservatives, but from committed Democratic partisans. Anti-civilization activist Reid Hoffman, for example, is a major Haley supporter. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. He's a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. He was a visitor to Pedo Island, in fact. He's also the guy who funded E. Jean Carroll's sexual assault case against Donald Trump. Reid Hoffman is a Democratic mega donor. In 2020, he gave $1 million to David Brock's American Bridge PAC. That's a group designed to physically harass Republican candidates. Hoffman's money has also helped to prop up the authoritarian governor of California, Gavin Newsom, as well as many others on approximately the same team. So you know exactly who he is. What's interesting is this cycle, Reid Hoffman is all in on Nikki Haley. His cash is paid for one of the most shameless propaganda operations in memory. So the very same people who told you 4 years ago that Joe Biden was a jovial, moderate grandfather is trying to return America to normal. Those same people are now trying to sell Nikki Haley as a conservative woman of principle.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
And we've already seen that's not the case.
Correct.
That's not who she is. Come on now. Come on. So she
in Iowa, we had a great turnout for her, obviously, from Democrats. You got to see this news report. Clip 5 here.
Nikki Haley and Democrats.
Major, it's been a very interesting night. They just finished voting. This was a room in favor of Nikki Haley, overwhelmingly so. Ron DeSantis second, Donald Trump a distant third. The most interesting development of the evening, and Anthony Salvanto will find this to be very interesting indeed. They had 50 forms for people who wanted to register tonight or switch their party registration. They ran out of those forms. Members of the caucus team here had to run out to multiple people's homes to get printer paper and get their printers fired up. They printed another 25 or so sheets of paper. They estimate about 75 people were new registrations or switched their registration from Democrat to Republican in order to play in this caucus tonight. And I think that's a big reason why Nikki Haley was lifted up. You're getting a little noise here as they clean up. Was so impressive in this particular outing. If she can repeat that, because we're talking about 20% of the vote here, thereabouts, give or take, were new registrations or crossovers.
Wow.
And that is above the typical rate. You see estimates about 10% in a typical open caucus. So if she can outperform in counties like this one, at caucus sites like this one, then that bodes well for her ability to have a strong second, which of course is what her campaign really wants, to drive the narrative into New Hampshire.
Jeez. That's amazing.
And that one county she won was by one vote.
Yeah, over Trump.
I mean, her campaign is spending $3 million a week. I'm here for Nikki.
Oh yeah. Hold on. That's a fun fact. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jeffy. I don't know if I sent this graphic in. She spent $36 million, which was $1,797 per vote in Iowa.
Nice. Wow. And a lot of the support, obviously, coming from Democrats.
Open primary in New Hampshire too.
Yep.
So buckle up.
Yep. So she just might win in New Hampshire because of the Democrats. But that won't be the case in South Carolina, which is why she trails by so much in South Carolina. Now, between South Carolina and Iowa, or between New Hampshire and South Carolina, is Nevada. Nevada happens on February 8th, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
But they've made a mess of that to where everybody's just kind of discounting Nevada because they voted. I think the legislature voted that it couldn't be a caucus. It had to be a primary.
Oh, really?
And then the Trump people came in, said, no, we want a caucus or whatever. Anyway, it wound up being split in half. So some of the candidates are in a primary, some of the candidates are in a caucus.
Oh.
Yeah, they made an absolute nightmarish mess out of the Nevada primary.
And just think of this. After Tuesday, so if you discount that, after Tuesday, January 23rd, it's over a month. It's not until February 24th until South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Trump has already asked last night. He said DeSantis and Haley need to drop out now. I mean,
of course he said that.
Of course he said that. But, I mean, we've got over a month between New Hampshire and South Carolina.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And when is
crazy.
Super Tuesday?
Shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
it's not long after South Carolina, right?
That's March 5th.
March 5th.
Yeah.
But you've got North Dakota now. Come on. You got Michigan and North Dakota between there.
Wow.
Michigan's a pretty big state.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. I mean, at least, the lower half. This is the lower half.
Okay.
Of Michigan looks like this.
The hand? The whole hand is the lower half?
Don't show us your lower half,
wow.
please.
Yeah.
More than half is the lower peninsula.
Okay. Is that where's Detroit? Show me the hand map
Detroit's
again.
right down
Where's
here.
Detroit?
Down here.
Okay, down near the thumb. At bottom of the thumb.
No, the thumb is up here. Detroit's down
the meaty
here.
part of your thumb.
Meaty part. Detroit, the meaty part of Jeff Fisher's thumb.
And last night, Donald Trump discussed Nikki Haley.
Oh, boy.
It should be fun.
So what I want to do is I want to just tell you, it's very simple.
Okay.
We have to get out. We have to take back our country. We have a country that's in such bad shape.
Should have done something
We have to
with the
take it
thing
back.
behind.
Nikki Haley is a disaster. She worked for me for a long time. I mean, I know her very well. I actually put her there for a different reason. I shouldn't say this, but you had a lieutenant governor named Henry McMaster who was fantastic. I figured if I took her out of South Carolina governorship, put her someplace, any place, I put her someplace, then Henry McMaster, who was my friend and who's turned out to be a great governor in South Carolina, Henry McMaster would become the governor.
It's 4D
so I
chess.
moved her to the United Nations.
Thank you.
And honestly, she was not a good negotiator. She was not a good negotiator. Now she likes to talk about when I negotiated with China, I negotiated with China. I did all of it. We got in hundreds of billions of dollars.
Think about it one time, okay?
I did it, and you know she has a hit on Social Security. You know she wants to raise the age very substantially. You don't need that. We don't want to do that, and we have that liquid gold. We don't have to do that to our seniors. You earned it. You're right. Who said that? That's a good point. Mm-hmm. You earned it. You did earn it, and you don't need that. And the same thing with Medicare. They want to obliterate it. We're not going to do that.
I negotiated with China.
You see, that rant leads me to believe she's not his pick.
No
right.
way.
Oh, yeah. After last night, there's
no
no
way,
question.
right?
Yeah, after last night.
You can't say, okay, now I'm picking Nikki Haley because she's the best person to. In case anything happens to me, she can slip right in and be
I
president.
would say after last night,
there's no way.
Vivek
right?
is the front runner.
Vivek must be. Yeah, I mean, look who was hanging out with Trump last night. Vivek himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek.
Come on up, Vivek. Get out of here. Come on down. Yeah, Trump even gave him a couple of claps.
Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire. We miss you guys. We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across the state. We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is. It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen. Between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. That's what we need in this country.
Wrap it up. I got more to say. Not you.
You got to know you're in a war to win one. You can't win one if you're asleep at the switch, have your head stuck in the sand like most Republicans. And I think that's going to require somebody who isn't bought and paid for, a businessman, not a politician. Anybody heard of that?
This whole thing has been orchestrated
and that's why
from the
I was
beginning.
in this race.
I think so too.
I'll tell you, the people of Iowa spoke loud and clear last night, and I'm a big believer that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That we, the people, choose who leads this country. And so we heard we, the people, last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here. We met in person, and I that I would endorse Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now.
His job from the beginning was to run interference for Trump.
Precisely.
And to take out Ron DeSantis.
Precisely. And there was just that one moment. My goodness.
Yeah, at the very end.
Just on Saturday.
Trump got pissed because he saw him with those people with the T-shirts that said "Save Trump, Vote Vivek." And I don't think that was a Ramaswamy campaign T-shirt. I think it was something they did on their own I don't know.
Wait,
but
hold on.
It pissed him off, and that's when he called him deceitful.
Yeah, campaign tricks. Very sly, but a vote for Vivek is a vote for the other side. Don't get duped by this. Vote for Trump.
Right.
Don't waste your vote. Vivek is not MAGA.
Yeah, and that's why.
Apparently he is now.
He said that 1 hour after that photo was posted. So, yeah, I think Vivek did his job. Now he's back as the true soldier that he has always been for Donald Trump.
So Vivek spoke for about 7 minutes or something like that. The original clip that I saw, I missed it live. Sorry, but at the end, do we have that?
Well, we've got Trump here. I don't know. If this is
when he ended, it looked like with the hug at the end. Was really
that they were going to kiss.
Yeah, look, I think Vivek did kiss him.
Yeah, I don't think that's this clip, but let's play clip 8 and let's see.
He ended up very strong. He did a great job. I was actually surprised when he called because he was doing well. And it's an honor to have his endorsement. He's going to be working with us, and he'll be working with us for a long time.
Oh, what? For a long time?
Thank you.
I thought on Saturday you hated his guts. I mean, this thing, we're watching a play. I mean, this whole thing has been a play from the first moment Vivek announced and did his press conferences. And
he's just been too in the pocket of Trump the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, greatest president of his lifetime, never says anything bad about
Trump
him.
Even joked about it in his introduction to him last night, saying, I told him, he said, that was the greatest president of all time. I told him, what are you doing? We're competing against each other. Are you? Are you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, whatever. But
yeah,
I'm tending to believe that it might be Vivek for VP now.
Yeah.
And maybe that was destined to happen the whole time.
Yes.
Maybe that was the plan the whole time.
Vivek's like, I got no control over T-shirts, bro.
Right.
What are we doing?
Sorry I took that photo with him, but I think I made up for it. Did I? Did I, Spike? Did I?
You want to play ball? You want to chase Ron DeSantis out of New Hampshire? Do you, Spike? Do you? That's where we're at.
Thought I had the spike. I can't find the spike.
We'll find the spike thing. We'll find it.
Who is Chester and Spike?
Chester.
Chester. Nah. We'll find it though, because that's very reminiscent of Chester and Spike.
Yes, it is.
You want to play? You want to play ball, Spike? You want to play ball, Spike? Huh, Spike? Huh? Nah. Slaps him across the...
Should we play this clip of the lady talking about Detroit ballots? Because we have not done anything to fix the election that happened in 2020 with all the issues with ballots and stuff. Oh, what issue? I don't know. Maybe you'll want to watch this clip, Jeffy.
Okay.
When I started writing down the ballot numbers and the last names of the person on the ballot,
Michigan,
that
2020.
had the name on the ballot, they were all in sequence. These are absentee ballots, mail-in ballots. They cannot be in sequence. 2232 cannot have 2233 next to it, because if they're mailed in, they come in all different numbers. And when I started noticing that these numbers are almost next to each other, like one or the other was in the middle, but then they were almost next to each other, my antennas went up. That's exactly when I thought something is not right here. Then I asked the supervisor. There was not even a date on those envelopes. It said November 0-2020.
Mm-hmm.
There was no second number there.
Don't have a date.
Then I said, what is the date on this one? Then they got really mad at me. They said, you're not letting us do our job. You're disturbing us. And at that point, because we really don't want to be kicked out, so we were just kind of not challenging anything because we want to still stay in the room because we barely had anybody.
Right.
Not only that, the sequence ballot numbers were all from the same area, like the Goddard Street in the downtown Detroit.
Oh.
Goddard Street.
A lot of people live in
sequential
Detroit.
ballots.
It's on the median part of your thumb.
All alike. They had no date stamp. It said it was empty after 0. There was no third or second or first or nothing. And none of them were coming up in the system. They were all being entered manually. They even knew that none of these details would even be in the poll book or in the system.
Yeah.
All right.
You gonna fix that, or it's just gonna happen again?
See, that's the thing. They didn't fix anything.
Nope.
They didn't fix anything. Which is one of the things we said all along. They've got to do something about these things. Just so we don't have to go through this again. The wondering, the worrying, the losing. But They didn't. They didn't. They never do. And so we could well have the same problems we faced in 2020. More coming up. We'll be chewing the fat with Jeffy next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed. On Twitter, where Lone Wolf 2965 tweets. This administration is completely feckless. They don't possess even a minuscule iota of effect. Carl Smith, someone should tell John Kerry, maybe people make up stupid questions because of his stupid answers. Adrian Slade, how did John Kerry go from swift boat communist to climate specialist? Yeah, they fit right in.
He's giving up that job right now, though, right?
Yeah.
He's walking away from it so he can work on the Biden campaign because he knows that without the Biden campaign, he doesn't have a gig.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right. Jessica QD, Zalenskyy needs to have a "will work for food" sign around his neck.
No, that's the T-shirt underneath the T-shirt.
Except, I don't think he wants to do any work.
No.
Really. He just wants to beg for the cash.
That's a good point.
So you'll never see that sign from him. Rowdy Introvert, how do you have a summit without the other side there? Just ask Davos. They do it every year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oliver Klusov, the only thing Zelensky didn't say was, and if you just recruit 10 people and each of them recruits 10 people and then each of them recruits 10 people, dude is a typical pyramid scheme leader.
No kidding.
Frank Grapenuts, if the entrapment fails, the FBI can just raid your house at 6 a.m. and execute you. Always smart to have a backup plan. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Vivek and Trump before we get to chewing the fat here. Jeffy brought up at the end that they almost kissed.
I felt it was really strange, the hug, and it felt like I think Vivek. I was watching at 2:30 this morning, and I thought, did he just kiss Trump?
Let's see.
Get out of my face.
Oh, no. Nah, he just whispered sweet nothings.
And the very
no kisses.
Hold on, Jeffy. We'll go back.
At the very beginning, right?
Yeah, I saw what you saw. Okay, go to the very beginning and pause
Just the very beginning.
Pause at the first frame. Really? That's the very beginning? No, hang on. We get...
No, he's just whispering. He's whispering to him.
Jeffy wanted him to make out.
Yeah, he did.
I was on the other side. He kissed him on the right side.
No, he didn't kiss him.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did not kiss him.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
Just
he
because
didn't.
you wanted them to kiss.
You've obviously edited the video.
Awesome.
I don't know what kind of homoerotic fantasy you got going over there, but it's just not. It didn't happen. Okay, it didn't happen.
I mean, they made up, but they didn't kiss.
No, they did not. They did not.
I feel like they did.
All right, time for chewing the fat.
Oh boy!
Because when you get stuck between the moon and New York City, your name is Jeffy. That much is true. When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, the best that you can do is chew the fat.
Nice job with the zoom, Joe.
That's awesome.
Jeffy does as he pleases.
Unless Amber is around.
That's it. No. That is not true.
You might want to just get to chewing the fat. Save yourself some trouble.
I'm happy to say that Moron Trivia was correct this past week. Predicted the Green Bay Packers would win against the Dallas Cowboys. And
yes, I'm happy to say
they
that too.
did in convincing fashion.
Crushed them.
This week's game is on this Friday. Houston Texans taking on the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens. Should be a good game either way. It was an awesome game to watch. I watched all the games this weekend. I know it seemed like the world was upset that the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs game was exclusively on Peacock. So They didn't want to pay for that special app while they were still paying for YouTube TV, Hulu Live, ESPN Plus, Amazon Prime is okay, just not Peacock, right? All right. And we already had a game on Peacock. We had a regular season game on Peacock. It wasn't a surprise. They didn't hide it from anyone. And if you purchased, like some did, me, the first game on the night of the game, you got this game too in the month.
Oh, the 30-day window.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the 30-day window.
Yeah, and there wasn't any kind of deal, so it was like, I don't know, I think it was like $5 something for the month. And then after the game this weekend, I canceled.
Yep.
And they said, "Oh no, please don't go away. Please don't go away. We'll give you 3 months for $2.50 a month. We'll give you 3 months for $2.50 a month."
Did you do it?
I almost did it.
Oh.
I didn't, but I was close, man.
$2.50 a month.
I know.
It's pretty good.
I know, and it was on NFL Plus
There's some
too.
good stuff on Peacock.
So I mean, I know.
Not bad.
I'll go. They'll have
bad.
some deals now because Netflix wants in on live sports now. There's a reason. So I don't know when the old camel's back is going to break, but it's going to be soon, right? The Peacock exclusive wild card game. The reason everybody wants in on live sports. 23 million total viewers
on Peacock.
The release sets the record for the most streamed live event in U.S. history.
Yeah,
my gosh.
Also responsible for the most internet usage ever in the U.S. on a single date.
Wow,
consuming 30% of the internet traffic during the Saturday night game.
That's insane, and that probably doesn't even count the people that were watching on pirated streams.
It does include the NBC affiliates in Miami and Kansas City, though, and NFL Plus. So
now I'm less impressed.
I know, but still.
That's a lot.
You aren't lying, it is.
It's a lot of people on the Peacock app.
You aren't kidding, it is. I mean, that's maybe at the end of the game, I think it was like halfway through the third quarter, the video started not matching up with the audio. It was just a little off. But, it could have been because, I don't know, 30% of the internet traffic was on that
It could have had something to do with the temperature, too.
Yes, it could have. Anyway, it's just, that's why everybody wants in on live.
Have you ever seen a helmet
especially
crack?
the NFL?
Ever seen a helmet crack?
No, that was fun. And plus, they were supposed to stop the game, which they did.
That was, They
just let him come off and change the helmet. It's agonizing.
And then they scored,
Agonizing. And they missed the first play after the helmet broke. Everybody's like, his helmet broke. Why are they still playing? He plays another play with the helmet broke. And then they let him change helmets without taking a timeout or leaving the game. Kind of agonizing. But it was fun that, It's fun it's
fun seeing a piece of helmet go flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally.
Wouldn't have happened in a dome stadium.
Oh.
Just saying.
Okay, well, if you want to go down this road,
let's do this. We got to do this.
You just said it was fun. That wouldn't happen in a domed stadium.
Which I'm fine with. And we don't know that it wouldn't have happened in a domed stadium. Because it's not. It could have been the crappy helmet. Could have been the way it was made.
It was the cold combined with the helmet.
Have we confirmed that the Buccaneers-Lions game is going to be indoors this weekend?
It is. It's in Ford Field. That's where they play.
We know that for sure.
We do know that.
Make sure you pot up loudly this question that's off mic.
All right, I know what
So what do we got? We got the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Todd Bowles,
being asked questions about the game coming up.
Coach, looking forward towards Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure, but perform in those kind of frigid temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
Oh, my God.
You do know we play indoors, right? And they got a dome. I don't. Nothing planned. We're indoors, and we only have to be outside for 20 seconds, getting off the bus, going under the thing. So
you don't have a plan for that?
Right.
You just heard him. He doesn't have a plan for that.
That's correct. He doesn't.
They don't. No. They're completely stumped on walking from the bus to the dome.
Buccaneers fans, I'm sorry.
That's
your team's not ready.
I thought Todd handled that great.
He did. And by the way, the internet is clearly protecting this reporter because nobody can find her name anywhere. But I think the best response
what a
to this.
moron. She had no idea it was indoors.
Right. She's
no idea.
Just a news person covering the stupid event.
Okay, sure. Or never watched an NFL game. Chris Yendo, shout out for this great tweet underneath that post. Sunday, you'll be facing the Lions. These are notoriously dangerous beasts weighing up to 450 pounds. How are you preparing for this tilt? That's an epic tweet.
That's good.
Anyway,
That's good.
Now we can get back to the 3 games this weekend out of the 6 that were in domes that were wonderful. We can get back to people. I got so many messages, tweets, and emails saying, that all these games should be domed. 100% agreed.
No.
100%. Nope. I mean, we had to postpone games. We had to play. It was agonizing.
If you want to die on that,
these games are These games are worth way too much. To be struggled with, have to put up with the weather, with the elements.
It's always been part of it.
I know. Oh, I know.
It's part of it.
I know. We always have done it that way. That's why it should continue.
Just take the under, Jeffy, on the outdoor games.
I mean, you wouldn't have.
Right.
No, you would. That's my point.
On the frozen tundra,
we don't have that now.
Lambeau Field, the Warriors gathered for the second half. You would have
on the frozen tundra
on the very comfortable climate control.
Yeah. Thank you.
Turf. It was 72 beautiful degrees.
Right. Thank you. That's what we have. That's what it should be. 100%. Instead, we have the frozen tundra, the game postponed.
The warmth of the heaters was felt by all indoors. Bronco Nagurski developed a hangnail, however, in the second half.
Oh, no.
And was benched. Sat the pine the rest of the game.
Oh.
That's what you would have had back then.
From the hangnail.
Yeah. But because they battled the elements, they were tough, and they played like men.
They sat.
As somebody pointed out to me,
they sat on the pine.
They played like men in spandex, but they played like men.
Right.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Slapping each other on the butt in spandex.
Just dumb.
But as men, that's what they did.
Just
as
dumb.
men.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally. We finally got the 75th Emmys in Monday night after the 4-month delay caused by the Hollywood strikes.
Yeah.
Up against the NFL and Iowa.
That's a tough one.
Numbers were not that great. 4.3 million for the Emmys.
Ooh, 4.3? I heard it was a pretty good broadcast. I didn't watch a minute
Anthony
of it.
Anderson seemed to have a better time hosting than Joe Coy did at the Golden Globes.
Nobody knew Joe Coy. He wasn't funny.
Joe was funny. He's
not funny.
He's got...
Joe Coy was not funny.
He's got some funny bits. He's got some funny bits.
He didn't use them.
I know he was gun shy.
Yeah,
he was gun shy. One of the big headlines from the Emmys this year was this year's Emmys broadcast was one of the most diverse ceremonies ever. So
good.
So if you missed it,
good.
I mean that's what you missed right there.
Because that's what I'm looking for. I want to see, I want to see the most diverse group of people I've ever witnessed in my life. Because that's what's important.
So the shows that dominated: Succession, The Bear.
I mean,
Beef
dominated.
Yeah,
it was only Succession and The Bear. Pretty
they
much,
had six. They had 6, and Beef had 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
6 each for Succession and Bear.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I know that
they really just. They won everything.
Yeah. Those of you on social media questioning the recurrent background presence of the Green Demon or the Green Goblin at the Peacock Theater. It was on the red carpet. Then the Goblin can be seen tailing behind Claire Danes.
What was the deal with that?
And then on the floor at the awards, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race season 15 as Princess Poppy. And Princess Poppy was quoted as saying, "I wanted to do the exact opposite of what's expected of you when you go to an event like this. I wanted to take decorum and turn it on its head." All right, well, I guess you look marvelous. You look marvelous.
Whatever.
Also, Outstanding Variety Special Live category for his Disney Plus special, Elton John Live, Farewell to Dodger Stadium, was a winner, which means Elton is now an EGOT member.
All right. right.
Now, Elton was not in attendance in Los Angeles. He had some knee injury that he wasn't there, so he sent his boy, his husband David Furnish, to pick up the executive producer to pick up the award on his behalf, and he had a statement, humbled. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And congratulations to Elton and the other 18 EGOT winners.
Oh, wow.
Now 19 with Elton.
EGOT, by the way, is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
There are actually 25, but 6 of them made it because they had an honorary award given.
Oh, that's no good.
So they call those the non-competitive EGOT. Elton has a competitive EGOT. He's also, side note, I was looking yesterday at the list of EGOT winners, and he's the oldest in the cycle.
Oh, wow.
76 years and 9 months when he finally when he won the award. So congratulations,
Fisher.
Elton.
Did you?
Is that the same Elton John that
I was gonna
recognized by Joe Biden?
Well, I was going to ask Jeffy. Jeffy, he didn't accept his award. Is he sick?
Hey, it said he had a knee injury. He couldn't be there.
Or could it be because he has the AIDS?
Let's see this thing.
He's got the AIDS. Elton has the AIDS.
What? Yeah.
Elton John does not have the AIDS.
Well, according to Joe Biden.
By the way,
Here we go.
it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help AIDS fight HIV.
It's his fault. There you go. Right there from Joe Biden. It's his fault.
Chris might be on to
So
something.
he got the AIDS.
Okay.
Sorry, Elton.
And Biden is such a moron.
He's
such a moron.
He's such an
He's trying to be funny. You don't joke about that.
Right, I swear.
Come on.
It's his fault everybody's got AIDS.
It's crazy.
And just because Biden
And
said
by the
that,
way, it was Ronald Reagan who started the spending for AIDS. It was not Elton John. It was Ronald Reagan.
did he have the AIDS or
No, he did not.
Okay.
Oh, is this breaking news about Ronald Reagan?
So-
yeah, breaking news.
so when I saw
in
this
1984, I think.
When I saw this tweet, this tweet here with the active duty U.S. Air Force officer crowned 2024 Miss America, so I see this tweet. It's from our Twitter account at The Blaze. I thought for sure it was going to be a guy.
Right.
But thankfully, thankfully it's not.
Actual
History
woman.
was made. 2024 Miss America pageant. Miss Colorado Madison Marsh crowned Miss America, becoming the first active duty military service member to win the title in the pageant's nearly 100-year history.
But you're right. It's not a dude. We're
second
making
lieutenant
progress.
in the Air Force and recently graduated from the Air Force Academy in Colorado. One of Chris's people from the Air Force.
Yeah, Butterbar.
So congratulations to her. I thought for sure, I saw that tweet. I just thought, oh no, it's a guy.
That's what I thought too.
It's a guy.
That's what I thought too. But
And
no,
I was wrong.
The actual biological female.
I know.
Won the Miss America
Incredible.
pageant.
Congratulations.
Incredible.
I'd say that's progress.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast. Please do that. And we could talk about. I mean, we got to talk about the scam emails too.
Oh yeah.
We have to talk about that.
Right. You said you get them as well.
Tons.
All right. We'll get into that and much, much more coming up in just a minute.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Here we go.
Dak?
Out of the playoffs.
Is that you?
That is the dumbest thing
just a
I
snap
have ever
count.
seen in an NFL football game.
Yeah, it's not as catchy as Omaha.
No, Omaha is kind of cool. Here we go. Is just plain stupid. Please, Dallas, stop it.
I know.
Stop it.
Oh, they did.
With the here we
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, they
well,
did.
they did.
On Sunday night.
Right, that's true. That's true. I don't want it back next year. No, here we go.
That's his snap count. What's your
weird.
problem?
It
bad.
sounds ridiculous.
It does.
All right. Welcome. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Tamara B tweets, John Kerry can fly to Davos, but you have to remain in your 15-minute city. Shut up, peasants. Nodak Trumplican tweets, got to be a high percentage of government officials that are pretty worthless. Do we really care if they walk off the job, Pat? Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean, they're fire them. They're worthless, and they think they can walk to protest in favor of Hamas. Yeah, bye-bye.
Palestine.
Bye-bye.
Palestine.
Right, that's right. Patriot Beagles, too. Somebody tell Nikki those Dems are not voting for her in November. And without the Dems, Vivek takes number 3 in Iowa. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's maybe, I don't know, 20%? If you add 20% to that.
I'm going to do it right now.
I feel like
add 20%.
I feel like DeSantis gets a lot closer to
add 20 to Vivek and take it from Nikki and see what happens.
About 13. You trust him in here. Nikki ends up with 17,000 votes,
Ish.
and then Vivek ends up with about 13,000.
Yeah, it's close, though.
Yeah,
it's close.
It definitely closes the gap.
But you're right. She will not get those votes in the general. Right. So, stop. Let's just stop with the Nikki Haley thing. Could we? Please?
Please. Yes, please.
Please?
Okay.
That is goal number 1 right now. Stop with the Nikki Haley on the Republican side.
Anti-woman, fine, no problem.
So let's see. We've stopped 2 trends right now. One from the Dallas Cowboys and one from Nikki Haley.
Let's do a trifecta here.
Okay. Let's see. David tweets, I live in Maryland and just received a mail-in ballot in the mail without apparently asking for one, huh?
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go again.
Yep. That tweet reminds me of this story yesterday that broke about Vladimir Putin commenting on the 2020 election in America, where he said, quote, in the United States, previous elections were falsified through postal voting. They bought ballots for $10, filled them out, and threw them into mailboxes without any supervision from observers, and that's it.
Wow.
Truth? I mean, there you go. It's And that lady we played earlier talking about all the absentee ballots that she saw in order, same signature, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was one of those get-togethers where, you speak in front of the legislature. It's nothing, not in court, right? Mm-hmm. How many different courts just said, nah, we're not even going to listen to these challenges?
Oh, many.
It was 60-something.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Well, they didn't have any standing.
It was a lot. Right.
That is the most bizarre cop-out.
Wait, Trump had no standing?
He got no standing in this court.
No standing. Okay. All right.
It's going to happen again, y'all.
Some big news, though, about this election coming up. This is going to crush a lot of people. This broke after the show yesterday. I don't want to. I don't want to, but
oh no,
I think it's necessary.
Shoot.
Asa Hutchinson has dropped out of the Republican presidential primary.
Oh my gosh.
He's gone.
Is that the 6th place finisher in Iowa?
Yeah, we lost him.
Oh.
We lost him.
Say it ain't so.
No, it is. It's so. Sorry. I can't lie.
So 191 people in Iowa.
Yeah, they're
vote
bummed right now.
On Monday night.
They're weeping right now, like 3-year-old girls.
Wow, that's rough.
He had 191.
Some of them are 3-year-old girls. I don't know how they voted in this thing, but they did.
0.2%. Because they are. Because it was like 2020. 0.2% of caucus goers, Jeffy. 0.2%. 191 Iowans voted for Asa.
Okay. I want to see the difference between my boy.
Your boy? Who's your boy?
Jim Gilmore. Man.
In Iowa?
Yeah, he did. Asa did better than Jim.
He didn't. Did he really?
That's a little disappointing.
Oh, no.
Oh,
what?
Wow. 191 votes?
My gosh.
Jim Gilmore wasn't good for 191?
Yeah, Jim was below that.
Oh, wow.
Let's hear the number. I got the number.
I didn't see it.
No, you didn't see the number?
Jim was below that.
Then how do you know he was below that?
That's very disappointing. That's very disappointing.
Your boy didn't do well.
Gilmore
he did not do well.
2016 got 12 votes.
Was it 12?
Iowans don't know what the hell they're doing. 12. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow, Asa blew the doors off of Jim Gilmore, 191 to 12, 0.0%.
And Ryan Binkley blew the doors off of him. Yeah. Ryan Binkley got 774 votes in Iowa.
It's kind of not a surprise.
He's in prime position in New Hampshire. Am I right?
You're right.
He's on the ballot there.
Yeah, he is. A lot of people are on the ballot there. This is crazy. We got a sample ballot from New Hampshire, And it's got a few more candidates than I realized were actually running.
Let's see this thing.
Tim Scott, still on the ballot. He dropped out, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
8 months ago? A year ago? Did he ever run?
Go back to Kinko's, New Hampshire.
We don't know.
Hugh V. Singh is on the ballot.
Hersher.
Samuel Howard Sloan. Love him.
Yeah.
Love Samuel Howard. David Stuckenberg. Rachel Swift from Hagerstown, Maryland. Donald J. Trump.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Scott Allen Ayers. Ryan L. Binkley. Ryan Binkley!
Dallas, Texas. There he is.
From Dallas, Texas. Here in the Metroplex. Then we've got Doug Burgum, who's been gone for a while. Robert S. Carey Jr. I voted for his dad, Robert S. Carney Sr.
Is that right?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that your first vote for?
Yeah, one of my first votes.
Okay.
John Anthony Castro, Chris Christie still on the ballot. He's gone. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Asa Hutchinson, also gone. Peter Jeddick, Perry Johnson, Donald Kajornes.
Oh, yeah.
Love him. Mary Maxwell. Glenn J. McPeters. Scott Peterson Morrell. Darius L. Mitchell. Mike Pence, who's been gone for I don't know how long. And Vivek Ramaswamy. You might want to update this.
Right.
Go back to Kinko's and let's reprint this thing.
Well, they had a coupon from Shutterfly
Okay.
that they had to use over the holidays, and they can't go back now.
The Democrat ballot is just as long, it looks like. John Vale, Marianne Williamson, President R. Bottle.
Body?
Oh, it's
Is it
Body.
Is
That's an I.
His first name is President
Body.
Yeah.
Teresa Bukovic.
Nailed it.
Bukovic. Eben Cambridge.
Okay.
Gabriel Cornejo. Mark Stewart Greenstein. Tom Coos.
Yeah, that's it. Coos has got my vote.
Paul V. LaCava. Starlock. That's a cool name. Frank Lozada. Stephen P. Lyons. I mean, if you've stopped me if you've heard of any of these people, any of them. Raymond Michael Moros, Derek Nadeau, Jason Michael Palmer, Mando Perez Serrato. I love me some hyphenated names. We just don't have enough of that going on in the country
Hispanic
right now.
names is like a twofer.
It's great. Dean Phillips, of course, we have heard of. He is actually one of the people running. Donald Picard. That's Captain Jean-Luc Picard's brother.
I thought it was his great-great-great-great-grand.
Paperboy Love Prince.
There's my vote. There it is.
Paperboy Love Prince from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
I didn't realize Paperboy was running again this year. That's good. Richard Rist and Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme. He runs all the time. I like
Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, he's the no rent guy. I love him.
Wait a minute.
He's the
is
the
he?
no rent guy. Yeah, he
Okay.
wears the boot on his head and everything. Vermin Supreme.
Yeah.
Who's got the?
I love him.
Who's got the better name though? Paperboy Love Prince or Vermin Supreme?
It's pretty close.
Well, Paperboy is copying Vermin. Don't be bad.
Thank you.
Vermin Supreme.
Let's see. Yeah, you know what's missing is Joseph Robinette Biden.
Oh, that's right.
Interesting.
I just read a thing where he avoided humiliation in New Hampshire, but he apparently has not because he's not on the ballot.
Well, no, I think what was
Are they going to reprint it?
No. I'm saying the reason. What was that? There was a stupid reason. It's just the Democrats controlling it. This is all boxing out RFK. This is what this goes back to with Biden not being on there. But I forget the whole story there. But
well, so Biden's not on it, and neither is RFK Jr., but he's not Democrat anymore, so he wouldn't be on it. But what are they going to do about Biden not being on it?
It doesn't matter. They've rigged it so that he's going to win the nomination regardless.
They don't care.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the original thing was if RFK ran in New Hampshire when he was still a Democrat, then they wouldn't put him on the ballot in Georgia, or you can't advertise in Georgia. It was the stupidest thing.
How are they doing this?
This is what the Democrats do.
But they're worried about democracy. Let's not forget that, right?
Yes.
Oh, the election integrity is so very important to them.
That's correct.
Don't mess with our democracy.
And you'll notice there hasn't been a lot of noise lately from RFK. I think if he wants to...
Haven't heard a thing about him.
Yeah, if he wants to kind of shake that tree right now, he should probably go ahead and name his vice presidential running mate.
Yeah, you
to
should
get some news or something there.
You should,
because there's not much crickets.
Good point. Yeah, when was the last time we heard from him? Months ago, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I still see
we're
him
talking
showing
about
up
him all
in
the
my
time.
timeline on social media with him showing up at different places,
Right.
but there's no. I scroll by.
Oh, you don't sit there?
No,
and
I do not.
absorb what he's saying.
I do not stop.
Speaking of the election, and we just had Iowa, which Trump won decisively. In fact, it was an all-time Iowa record win.
Best ever.
Over 50% of the vote. That just doesn't happen in a non-incumbent election cycle like this. So Trump pulls off the biggest margin of victory in Iowa caucus history, 51% of the vote. And what was the headline on Drudge yesterday?
No, what?
Half of Republicans don't want Trump.
Oh, God.
Okay. I mean,
turn it around.
Come on. Talk about disingenuous and
no kidding.
Pathetic. After the guy in 2016 was so far up Donald Trump's butt that
was pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Yes. It was very
Something
the
happened.
turnaround there. I don't know what happened with him and Ann Coulter, but
right.
Incredible turnarounds on both of those people. Some others too, but they're the ones that definitely stick out in my mind because I was like, how did you guys get so... You went from so positive, Trump, you practically worshipped him.
Oh, yeah.
To now you hate his guts.
It's pretty
and you
obvious
can't stand
something happened.
anything you do. Of course, almost all of the Drudge Report now is completely changed. It's not.
It's been a long time since I've been there, actually.
Yeah, well, because it's garbage now. That's why it's garbage. Every once in a while, I check in though, and I couldn't believe that headline yesterday. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Dick Morris, who's never been right about an election in his life, not once. I don't know why we listen to this guy.
I believe that's documented on this show,
documented.
right? Yeah.
Many, many times we've documented it. I mean, how many times has he predicted Hillary Clinton winning, and she never does? She never wins. Anyway, we have another Dick Morris clip here.
I think the media is going to try to downplay it because, as you correctly said, they're basically supporting Ron. They're basically supporting Nikki Haley.
Wait,
so they're going to downplay.
Can we revisit what just happened behind you, Dick?
The world doesn't even know what he was saying.
No.
They don't even know what he was saying.
They don't care.
It doesn't
it's like,
matter.
Hey, who's the guy in the wife beater
I think
T-shirt?
the media is going to try to
That just came
downplay
out
it
of the
because, as you correctly said,
bathroom or
they're
bedroom
basically
or
supporting
in his underwear.
Ron. They're
Yeah.
basically supporting Nikki Haley.
Okay, that's
So
weird.
they're going to down.
So weird.
That's some weird stuff right there.
If you're listening, there's a rando behind Dick Morris in his underwear.
It was awesome. Oh, hey.
And the guy just nonchalantly walks through like,
yeah, how you doing?
Doesn't even try to hide or anything.
That's awesome.
That's a weird word of coming out. Like,
Yeah.
That's a really weird way of coming out.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
get you
it
to recreate that scene for us here, Jeffy. Just walk right through the shot in your wife beater and your
That's
boxers.
awesome. He's got his boyfriend in the back room. His boyfriend
Somebody
just
had
comes
to
out,
say
hey. I didn't know you were doing a live shot.
Didn't care either, frankly.
No. Well, what are you going to do? Once you're in
what
it,
are you
you're
gonna
in
do?
it. You can quote me on that.
Once you're in it,
Once you're in it, you're in it.
Is that the
So
quote
he
again?
Came,
All
he
right.
came out.
The only-
Yes, that's the quote.
The only thing missing is, yo, Dick, we're out of toilet paper back there.
I don't know that was the bathroom. I think that was the special room.
Was that the closet?
Let's see. It almost looks like a closet.
Yeah, it's a closet.
That's what
if
I meant.
you will.
That was the special. That might have been the bathroom.
Is that the garage? Like, what's
That's the toilet
there's pipes
there.
back
That's a
in there.
toilet right there.
Like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's a toilet right inside
it's
the
right
door.
there.
You
Just
nailed
inside
it.
the door, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Right there, yeah.
The only thing missing then is a flush.
Is this like a hotel room?
No, he's
is
at
it
his
an
house.
apartment?
Looks like he's in a basement there.
Interesting. Very interesting shot.
That was.
It still
Whatever.
could be the special room.
It could.
But,
I don't know what you mean by
Whatever.
What does he mean by special room?
Keith.
Jeffy, what do you mean by special
That's
room?
where we take care of special things with our boyfriend. Okay.
You take care of special business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. This past December, drug shortages hit a record high, and of course, that's causing severe disruptions in medical treatments. There's delays, there's treatment cancellations, and rationing even of vital medications. Even drugs as important as the antibiotic amoxicillin are in short supply right now, along with about 294 others. Doctors are even saying they've been forced to make impossible choices, including choosing which patients will receive prioritized treatment and curative therapy. This is why you need the Jace case. It's a personalized emergency kit that contains 5 essential antibiotics that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. And Jace is always working to expand their medication offerings. They've even added ivermectin right now as an option in the Jace case. Plus, you can buy a gift card for your family or your loved one so that they can get a Jace case of their own and personalize it to their needs. Everyone should be empowered to care for themselves and their loved ones during the unexpected. Get yours today. Go to jacemedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
Pat Gray.
Got some tweets here. Cosmo the Cougar Sasquatch tweets, the media reporter asking about the weather in Detroit must be related to KJP. Doesn't know a damn thing about the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they play indoors. Yeah. What special things have you done to prepare your team for the weather?
I've been thinking about this. In that reporter's defense, they've only been playing indoors for over 50 years.
Right, yeah, that's right. It's only 50 years. What do you want? I mean,
she probably has an old press guide.
You have to pay attention to everything going on in the NFL?
The weather has been a big story throughout the NFL this past weekend. It's a legitimate thought.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, you got it.
And Todd handled it great, I thought. Instead of belittling her, that's right, belittling her, and saying, "Hey, dummy."
We play indoors.
It's a dome.
One of your Pat heads commented, boy, after that question, I miss Bobby Knight being at these press conferences.
Yeah.
That would have been an epic response.
Oh, man. Anna for Real T tweets, it's clear Jeffy is advocating for the complete and final chickification of the once manly sport of football. Yep.
No, that's not true at all.
Climate-controlled Taylor Swift festivals are not football. Thank you. Thank you. Very true. Nicely put. Anna.
Well, first of all, the stupid Taylor Swift games have all been outside. They haven't been in the dome.
Yeah. Okay.
Second.
Yes.
Second. Mm-hmm. That is nothing is farther from the truth with this chickification for the domes. I'm talking about the games meaning too much. And there's so much on the line.
Yeah, so you want to chickify it.
Ridiculous.
You want to chickify the games because they mean too much.
Are you
we know what you're saying.
You're a woman, aren't you?
We know what you're saying.
We've seen you in a pantsuit.
And the dresses, unfortunately, multiple times.
I think we're getting to the root of the problem.
Yep. We just did. Trisha Twiss. The deep state wants Nikki Haley so they can control her and get rid of Biden at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, that's...
And the impression that a Republican won.
Yep, that's fair.
Broccoli-free womb tweets, I'm a Michigan resident and received between 7 and 10 applications for mail-in ballots in 2020. I threw them away, foolish of me. I wish I would have kept them. I will keep them this time and vote in person. Not the spooky dude tweets, the dream ticket is President Paperboy and VP Corn Pop.
Oh, Corn Pop.
Paperboy and
he
Corn
was a
Pop.
bad dude.
That's a good ticket right there. The paradox of a...
I don't know. Make your handle shorter.
Of a box of rocks?
Yeah, paradox of a box of rocks.
Paradox of a box of rocks.
How many characters you get for a name now?
I don't know. 400 it looks like.
Paperboy Love Prince. Sounds like a good band name.
Sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
Then we have Hogasm. Is Paperboy Love Prince the son of the Rent is Too Damn High guy?
Rent is...
No, that's Vernon
yeah,
Supreme.
Maybe. That is Vernon.
That's who you're talking
about. Yep. Also, we wanted to share with you just how busy our president, our current president is. Right. And you know what? We should give him a rest. A really long rest beginning in November. Because
he could start now as far as I'm concerned.
He could because he is just too hard at it. The Republican Party just put out this timeline yesterday. Yesterday, Biden called a lid on the day. That means no press.
We're done.
We're stopping. Yep. We're done for the day. I'm going to bed. At 10 a.m. yesterday. This is the President of the United States. A lid on the day at 10 in the morning. He has held, but get this. This is why he called a lid so early yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this makes sense.
He's held, get this, 4 public events over the past 25 days. 4! Can you believe it?
Oh, so
listen to this.
Okay, we're going to start on December 23rd.
December 23rd, left for vacation at Camp David. That's December 23rd. On the 24th, he was on vacation at Camp David. On the 25th, which was Christmas, vacation at Camp David. December 26th, he returned from vacation at Camp David.
Okay.
On December 27th, the next day, this is right after he returned from vacation.
He came right back, coming back from Camp David.
He left for vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay, all right.
December 28th, vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The 29th, vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The 30th, vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay. Also on the 30th, 31st, January 1st, January 2nd.
He didn't work in that time.
On January 3rd, there was nothing on his schedule.
Nothing on his schedule.
No vacation, no work.
Because he had to rest from all that travel.
Nothing. Yeah, well, I mean, he was on vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands for like a week.
Yep.
What do you want him to do? Spring right back into action?
He gave that interview on New Year's Eve to Ryan Seacrest. What do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you want? And that was from the U.S. Virgin Islands, by the way.
January 4th, nothing.
January 5th, gave an angry speech at Valley Forge, left for vacation in Delaware afterward.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because
wore him out.
Just did the angry speech.
Wore him out.
On the 6th, vacation in Delaware, the 7th as well. On January 8th, he gave another angry speech in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, the church.
Attended funeral visitation in Texas, and then returned to the White House.
Boy,
January 9th, 10th, and 11th, nothing.
Okay.
January 12th, shuffled into a few Pennsylvania businesses, then returned to the White House.
Right.
On the 13th, thank goodness he left for vacation at Camp David. Was also on vacation at Camp David on the 14th. On the 15th, he returned from vacation. Spent about 15 minutes at a food bank in Philadelphia, returned to the White House.
Stared at that girl.
And then on January 16th, nothing.
Such a biased
He
list.
did nothing.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, the trend of dangerous swatting incidents continues. This is really bad. Somebody swatted the White House.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I would think that's a place where you're probably not going to have an accidental shooting. But, I mean...
Well, they just they showed up, right? I mean, they had to show up. I mean, when someone calls 911, someone has to act.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because they said it was on fire.
Right. So, I mean, they show up and it's like, oh, it's the White House. And no, it's not on fire. And if it was on fire,
somebody here would have dealt with it.
Hang on. Is the 911 operator asking the address? And does the 911 operator not recognize that famous address?
Still, though. I mean, you have to act.
Wait a minute. 1600 Pennsylvania. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, we have a 911 call from Lloyd Austin.
I just got out of the hospital, by the way. Just got out.
Yeah.
Stated that he's, excited to get back to work. How he still has a job, I don't know.
Incomprehensible.
Because we're not a real country.
Yeah. Incomprehensible. Listen to this.
Can I ask, can the ambulance not show up with lights and sirens? We're trying to remain a little subtle.
Oh, so his due person.
His due person knew.
I'm trying to not tell the commander-in-chief that I'm having major surgery.
Or anyone
else, and I don't want to tell my second in command, and I'm trying to keep this on the down low.
So
from everybody.
no, this is already. I think he's had surgery.
Yeah.
He's been released,
and now he's
in pain. So this is the second time he's covering it up.
Right, because he went back into the ICU, which is
really
what he just got out of.
Yeah, it's
bizarre
hard to believe,
world, man.
It's hard to believe.
It most definitely is hard to believe.
And he's got the full faith and confidence of the President of the United States anyway.
To quote
it doesn't
Jeffy,
matter.
Does he?
Well,
Joe
he
probably
still has the job.
no idea. Joe doesn't
He still
have
got the
any
gig.
clue
He's
what
still
happened.
the Secretary of Defense.
Right, which he shouldn't be.
Absolutely
He should.
not.
The day we found out about all of this should have been his last day on the job. Last day.
And-
Bye-bye.
And I'm sure Joe's been so engaged with the discussion around Lloyd Austin in the last week.
Yeah.
Come on, he has no clue.
Well,
what's
that's
going
some of the things that he's doing while he's at Camp David. He's not on vacation. He's still working.
Oh, here we go.
All right. And that's why a lot of these things I'm looking at on vacation. Well, it's not really a vacation. Camp David is working.
No, it
going
isn't.
Back,
No,
it is.
it
It
isn't.
is, though. That's what it was
No,
built
it
for.
isn't,
That's
though.
what it's for.
Yes. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
And when he goes back home to Delaware, that's working.
We got the Joe Biden apologist over here.
That's working. It's not a vacation, thanks to this Republican list.
Uh-huh.
Okay, fine.
How about the U.S. Virgin Islands?
That's the holidays.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the holidays. Jill wanted to go.
Mm-hmm. So they
were
did.
staying at some donor's place down there.
Part of me is like, I'm good with Joe Biden doing absolutely nothing. Please just continue to do nothing.
I know, and the thing is,
I just wish his handlers would,
you can make the case that the people that are actually running things, they're not taking those breaks.
I want them to take vacations
Yeah, I do too.
And maybe Jeffy can help me on this one. Our Pathead insider that gave us the New Hampshire ballots emailed me saying that Biden chose not to be on the New Hampshire ballot because there was a fight about the Democrats not wanting New Hampshire to keep their first in the nation primary status. So he chose not to be on the ballot.
Yeah, well, that's that was one of the issues with them. Yeah, I mean, it was.
So they're starting with New Hampshire instead of Iowa.
Yeah, and then and they're not allowed to reprint them. And then each person paid $1,000 to be on the ballot.
Wait a minute.
Even those who dropped out.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me the campaign of, checks my notes here, Ryan Binkley isn't organic? You're saying that man paid to be on that ballot?
They all did.
They all did.
That's part of the campaign.
Yeah, it's part of their
spending. Yeah. To be on the ballots.
Is that the case in Iowa as well? Do you have to pay to be on the ballot?
That I don't know.
Huh. All right. Apparently, it's illegal in Canada to post videos of porch pirates stealing things from you.
Nice.
It violates their privacy.
About time.
Yeah.
It's a boot time.
Yeah. Check this out.
You cannot post the images yourself because you have to remember that in Canada, we have a presumption of innocence. And posting that picture could be a violation of private life.
Instead, he says if anything is stolen, call 911.
If you get some proof that somebody might have stolen something, then call the police, give the proof to the police, and then we'll do the investigation. We'll bring that person to justice and we'll file some charges.
Oh my gosh. By showing you images and video from your front porch.
Yeah.
That's as you try to find out who did this. You're not saying they're guilty. You're saying, hey,
right.
I don't understand.
It's a factor of the court of law.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that's the case in Canada. They got it from us, though. In Canada, we have a thing called innocent until proven. I wonder where you got that. Yeah, thanks. What a weird concept.
This police sergeant fella, he's saying, look, you just want a handful of police on this case. You don't want the entire community looking for the person that took your package. I don't understand this logic at all, other than
dumb.
We're protecting criminals now in everything.
Yeah.
That means this is.
Yep.
Well, in Canada, they have a presumption of innocence.
Yeah, they do.
Gotcha.
They do. That's why we don't understand that.
Now, how do you hold on?
That
how
theory
would you,
up there where?
Let me run something by you guys. How would you go about proving someone guilty? Would you want to lay out some
proof
evidence
with a video?
Like, look at this.
Well, that's what he's saying, right? He's saying give that evidence to the police.
I would like to give it to the public. Let's find the person and then find out if they're guilty. Can we find the person first?
Well, by using that video, you're proclaiming his guilt.
I'm saying find this person
No,
that
you're not.
took
Yeah, you
my
are,
Amazon
though.
package.
You are, though.
No, that's a responsibility of a court,
swear.
not mine.
You know what? I endorsed you for Pope earlier this week. I'm rescinding
Are
that.
you taking it back?
Yeah, we can find somebody else.
Oh, no, I want that white smoke. That white smoke needs to be mine.
Well, Canada can keep their innocent until proven guilty concept. And they can keep their cold, stinking polar vortexes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or vortices, I guess it would be. I'm a little tired of it already. I'm
too.
a little tired of it.
Me too.
And because of global warming, it's coming into Texas too often. Every year we're getting this now. This didn't used to happen in Dallas every year. It happened rarely here.
So you're saying that the
Now it's
climate
happened every year.
The climate is changing.
I watched that Monday night football game.
Yeah.
Down in Tampa. I missed Tampa Bay so bad.
Yeah, because they don't have this right now. It was 71 yesterday.
It looked gorgeous. And
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I was just like, I got to be in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
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 I saw a lot of fans with long sleeves, and I'm like, come on, you don't need those. Stop it.
Stinking cold. And up in Chicago, it's really cold. And so the illegals there who are hanging out in Chicago, they're pissed about it. And I don't blame them. How
you can't blame
dare
them.
you?
You can't blame them.
How dare you have this kind of cold weather in Chicago, Illinois, when we're from Venezuela, where we're used to it being nicer this time of year?
So good.
It's summer right now in Venezuela, and we're putting up with this.
You know how you stop being cold?
Yeah, get your ass back to Venezuela.
Whoa.
How about
whoa.
that? How about that?
Whoa.
Anyway, check this out from these illegals.
The cold is too much, says Gabriel Diaz, the 38-year-old new arrival from Venezuela, and dozens of others temporarily moved to the lower level of the Harold Washington Library.
Bundled up well.
Because the city's windswept landing strip at Polk and Dis Plains presenting a dangerous environment for asylum seekers, temporarily forcing the suspension of the combination city and state intake center.
Really?
Venezuelan asylum seeker Andres Contreras, a block down from the library, stunned to experience the bitter cold.
Done.
Pues la verdad no estoy acostumbrado
a este frío. That about us
the
before you
truth
came.
is that I'm not accustomed to this cold,
Then go
Contreras
home.
says. I've never seen the snow before. It's beautiful, but it's too excessive, the cold you have here.
And go home. By all that is good, right, and holy, go home.
I'm amazed at how bundled up they are.
Gosh,
they all have
thanks
brand new
I'm sure thanks
clothes
to
and
the
boots and jackets.
Taxpayers.
What's
That's
that guy's
gotta
name?
be.
Mr. Venezuela?
He's got warmer clothing than I have.
He sure does.
Yeah.
They all do. That one lady had a full length down jacket and their new boots on. All of it, and that's. Go, you know what? Go ahead and take it with you. Use it
and get your ass back home.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're right. It's too excessive here.
Checking your...
Maybe you should have looked into it before you came up here.
Yeah. Your 10-day forecast for Caracas. Highs in the 90s under mostly sunny skies throughout the week.
Yeah, the full length down jacket. You're not.
You won't need it. You won't need it in Caracas.
Maybe he got on the wrong bus from Greg Abbott. He's like,
maybe.
oh, I meant to go to the L.A. bus, and I ended up in Chicago.
Jeez.
Sucks for you. Bye.
Sure does.
Yeah. And by the way, it's also interesting with Chicago, the mayor, Brandon Jackson, has not ruled out raising taxes on Chicago residents. I think it's part of the property tax proposal.
To pay for the illegals?
To help pay for these illegal
that's good.
You love to see this.
You love to see it. You really do.
You got your sanctuary city. You're getting your wish, man.
Congratulations.
They all
Chicagoans.
wanted to be sanctuary cities. Orange man bad. We love everybody.
Yeah.
And now the chickens have come home. Oh, I don't mean to call the
America's chickens.
The immigrants.
Coming home.
Looking for asylum.
To roost.
Roost.
Chickens. But they're coming home to roost.
They're coming home. Yeah, cause and effect.
Yep.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right. As we head toward the presidential election in November, one thing you can be sure of, 2024 is going to be tumultuous. How will your hard-earned savings fare? You already see the impacts of inflation at the pump, the grocery store. The dollar continues to lose buying power. quicker than wages can increase. So how are you protecting your savings? Consider diversifying with gold from Birch Gold Group. For decades, gold has been the choice of investors and central banks to hedge against inflation, and now you can own it in a tax-sheltered IRA with the help of Birch Gold. Just text PAT to 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. Read up on it. Figure out if it's right for you. They'll help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. And the best part, you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket. They've got an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They have thousands of satisfied customers. You can trust Birch Gold. So text PAT to 989898 and claim your free info kit. 989898. Text PAT there and secure your savings right now.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Oh, before we move on, can we were just talking about climate change and the cold and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Can you put up the Associated Press headline that somebody sent me last night? This is beautiful. You're going to love this, Pat.
Contradicting temps. The U.S. is shivering through a brutal cold as much of the world is feeling unusually warm weather. Yet again, it's climate change.
For real, AP trying too hard.
I mean,
that's exactly what you always say.
Yeah, it's what I always say.
Whether it's
they have it
really
both
cold
ways.
or really warm.
They have it both ways. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Everything means climate change. Everything. I can't take it. I just can't take it. My gosh. Speaking of the cold, though, here's yet another problem with electric vehicles. EVs.
Oh, yeah.
The cold Teslas in Chicago. We were just talking about how cold it is in Chicago for the Venezuelans. That's really unfortunate. But
no, you said that.
The other ones, the Teslas, they're struggling as well because they were born here in Texas. So they're used to warmer weather. And now they're up there in Chicago and they can't handle it. The batteries are dying in the cold. Could have told you that. In Montana.
We've talked about it forever.
I don't know. With the EV, is it the same as with a combustion engine? That you have a battery that's separate that starts the vehicle, and then you got the. No, it's not separate. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
So is the battery? It must be affected by the cold, though.
Yes.
Like the starter battery,
Yes.
right?
It takes longer to charge.
Yes, and that's why. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying with the report, and I don't know if it says it in the report. If we have the news report,
We do have a report.
Chicago, yeah.
Oh.
They talk about what some of the drivers were supposed to be doing to their Teslas, and they're not, which is hampering their charging.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of dead Teslas, and they took them to chargers that are also frozen and dead. So nobody can move their Tesla.
That's correct.
Look at this. This is amazing.
We're here in Oak Brook. We're hearing from several Tesla drivers that these charging stations, so these cars are all dead batteries. That car is stranded. Here comes another one hoping for something good to happen here. All of these vehicles right here, all of them have dead batteries because of those charging stations. They're not working. So these drivers came to charge their batteries in the cold.
Yet another problem.
Charging stations are not working in Evergreen Park. Same story. Take a look at that area right there near 95th and Western. We found several Tesla owners there, stranded with dead batteries from the cold and not enough working charging stations at that location. We talked to a driver here in Oak Brook, where we are, who tried to call Tesla for help and nothing. So some drivers had to find rides back home. Others brought another car here to wait for these stations to get up and running and basically to keep an eye on their vehicles.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
I gotta tell you.
The other news report talks about how the that I watched was the chargers, the batteries have like a preset that you're supposed to push in if it's been frozen, if it's extra cold.
Preset button.
And if you don't do that, then it doesn't charge.
Oh, so it's on you to remember.
The charge.
It's a pre-charge button or something, and you push that, and then it pre-charges somehow.
Yeah.
Because the batteries have to be hot in order for them to take the charge. If they're not hot, obviously
Nothing
they can't
happens.
be. Then nothing's going to happen. But
Yet another problem.
Yeah, and they talked. They
Yet
interviewed
another
other guys
EV
in
problem.
that other report. They were towing it. They were just having it towed to the Tesla dealership. This was
because they can't get it charged.
Nothing's happening.
And by the way, Tesla told the customers, "This is on you. Like you have to pay for that."
Oh my gosh!
Well, I mean that's what you got.
So, I mean, we're supposed to transition right off of fossil fuels,
right? Yeah.
And, I mean, we're ready to do this.
Well, they are transitioning. They're waiting in their vehicle that is being run by fossil fuels for the battery to charge.
So I'm just reading this article here. One of the fossil fuels, because we have diesel that powers a lot of ag equipment across the world, and they're trying to get rid of in Germany.
Oh, good.
I'm
good.
I know this has to be related to like the WEF plan to end fossil fuels and make your quality of life go down the drain, and so they're ending this
Which
tax
is just
break.
insane. Do they not see what they did to, was it Indonesia? Where they did the same thing, and now they're reverting back because the country was starving.
Well, in Germany, there you got up to 3,000 farmers blocking the road. I mean, it's at a standstill in Berlin.
Look at that.
It is
Wow.
absolutely awesome.
Look at that.
They're like, yeah, we're going to stay here for a while, so...
Sheesh.
Took a while for them to get there, too. I don't know if you've ever seen a tractor while driving on the road, man. Those things do not go the speed limit.
But, I mean, how many problems are we going to become aware of over the next few years with EV? I bet we haven't seen all the problems
No,
we
we
have
have not.
to deal with that were unforeseen. And I'll never forget how frustrating my last year in Montana was. Before I finally moved, I'd had enough because for 2 weeks the temperature didn't get above 18 below zero in Billings, Montana.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks,
Never ending.
the high temperature was 18 below.
Oh no!
So not only would my battery not turn over,
You didn't put a blanket on it or anything?
yeah,
A little blankie?
I did put a blankie on it, and it was out in the open. You know, and if that happens, you got to plug it in. But I had nowhere to. I lived in an apartment.
Right.
I didn't have anywhere to plug it in.
Right.
And so you got to plug the block in because otherwise the block freezes.
Right.
Once the block freezes,
You're done.
You're done. It will not start. And if you try to start it, you're going to ruin your car. But it won't start until it thaws out.
So you got to go out every couple hours and
Exactly
run it.
right. Which is fun when it's 25 below zero. Actual temperature.
You just zip out into the car.
Yeah, just get out there for a few minutes. It's invigorating.
Oh, yeah.
It's invigorating.
Do you do the
It
little
is.
Joe Biden?
It is invigorating.
Yeah. It did that fake jog.
You do that. It's not a fake jog.
You said do.
But, I mean, it's so agonizing just dealing with the problems of combustion engines. Now look at what we have to deal with EVs.
No
Tesla's probably the best EV
And it's
possible,
not,
right?
And look, this isn't.
And look at the problem.
It's amazing to me that we're not, for a couple of different reasons, we're blasting Tesla because we hate Elon now.
Yeah, I don't, but yes, I know what you're saying.
We, as the mainstream media press and this administration, hate Elon. And so it's Tesla that we're going to beat up on. Well, they haven't sold that many for the big three automakers are, already cutting back on their EVs that they make because they can't sell them.
Yeah.
Everybody wants, big trucks that run with gasoline. And so, but those stories have to exist. They're just not being told. With those EVs from the big three that are freezing up, having the same kind of issues.
All right, stick with me here. I think everybody wins if we just wait till it warms up a little bit. Then we give all the illegals Teslas to drive back to Venezuela. Say, all right, look, we'll give you a free car, but you got to stay there now.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about needing the infrastructure for all of these EVs. The illegals are back home in the warm.
Two birds with one stone. I love it.
I mean, because your car's going to work there.
Drive it back to Venezuela.
And to be fair to Tesla, if those people that were at the charging station had their Tesla chargings at their home, they would have never lost a charge.
Hello.
Oh.
So that's the big problem, that all those people don't have the Tesla chargers.
Right.
So they go to the, but then again.
And they let it get below 20%.
And they get it below 20%. So, yes. It's a problem, but as a Tesla owner, you need to know.
That's true.
Yeah, you do need to know.
If you're going to buy the freaking car, know how to maintain it.
Yes,
Hold on a second. That's cute because we live in a society where people don't even look at their tires on a regular basis. They're like, well, I don't know. How did I get a flat tire? I don't know. When's the last time you aired it up? You have to put air in it? I mean, they're really going to do this thing for the EVs?
Don't your tire pressures come up on your board, dashboard? Yeah.
Sorry, my car is
26.
Thank you, Chris. No, Chris, make your point.
Thank you. My car is a 2005.
Thank you.
I don't have that.
Sorry,
I
but my
apologize.
car is
I'm an elitist.
An 05.
I got the tire gauge on
my car is an 05 too, and it doesn't have every tire, but it has just one
including
tire
the
light.
spare.
Oh, then you have to figure out which one, Jeffy?
No, what you do is you just go until the light goes out.
Wait, hold on.
You just drive until that light. The light goes out.
Yeah, you get the
Heats up,
tires.
the tires fill up, you're good.
Those molecules in there heat up, and you're like, oh, I guess it wasn't long after all.
You're fine. Don't even worry about it.
I love it because cold contracts, so the tire pressure gets less in this kind of weather.
Is that?
And then heat expands.
That's how that happens.
Yeah, so you warm up the tires
I think
with the
Jeffy's
friction on the
genuinely
road.
learning a fun fact right now.
But my tires are supposed to be inflated to 36 PSI, and mine was down to 26 yesterday.
Ooh, that is way
wow, that is low.
I had to
By
go
the
out
time
in 10-degree weather with a 5 below wind chill
Wait,
factor.
Jeffy just said you
and
just
fill
drive.
up my tire.
Jeffy just said
No,
you
you
drive
don't
until
just
the
drive.
light goes out.
Wait 1 second. I do not believe that for a second.
Well, you don't believe what?
I believe that you went out there to make sure that some due person did that.
No, I did it.
There's not a chance that you did that.
I did
That is not true.
Who's going to do it for me at 4 in the morning? Who's going to do it for me?
I guarantee you went to the 7-Eleven. I've used it a
I
million
went
times.
right over here to 7-Eleven. Yeah, and filled it up myself. Who's going to do it
He doesn't
at 3:34 in the
believe
morning?
Your elitist car service will come and take care of that. There's
I'm
no
shocked.
way that
I'm
you
gonna
did
wait
that
for,
yourself.
I'm going to wait for Lexus to come and fill up my air in the tire.
Yes, you are.
I don't think so.
Hold on a second.
I don't think so.
Hold on.
No.
While Jeffy's here, we've been doing a lot of side-by-sides lately. Somebody sent this to me of KJP and Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, my gosh.
Who wore it better? Is that not epic?
That's awesome.
That is the exact same outfit. I didn't realize the captain spent that kind of money on his attire. Wow, that's pretty good. That's awesome. All right, we'll see you on Overtime, and then back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.